Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Josh. With me is Mr. David Campbell. What is up, my
What's
friend?
up, buddy?
I'm glad you made it back from Nashville safe and sound. It
Don't
was
get me started on that trip. I take that back. The trip was amazing. Don't get me started on the trip back.
no, I wanted to bring it up because it's like the only probably funny thing we'll say today. Because how awesome is it that you got stuck in a great, beautiful city like Nashville and you just cannot wait to get out and come back home to this paradise of Florida? Did you get your luggage?
Yeah, they came yesterday. They delivered it to me. So,
Uh,
yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're home safe. But we're part of the Say It Again Network. We are a fantasy football podcast show, and we are almost like in the off season, ready to go. Free agency's coming up. The combine is literally tomorrow. I think you can watch the quarterbacks and tight ends and receivers do their thing, run their 40s, do their bench press. I'll be at home watching that while I work. Are you excited for that at all?
Nope.
I know you never are. You don't care.
I don't
I
care
mean,
about this time of year.
I know because this time of the year, like I got into it with someone on Twitter. It's like, would you prefer like a chill, relax podcast host, or like the analytical? Like he's got a 7-foot wingspan and he can jump 8.5 meters
I
long.
literally don't care a fuck about any of it. Like, you know what? You know what? I'll be 100% honest. I see people posting on Twitter all day long, every single day, and I want to tell them all shut the fuck up. No one cares right now. I do not care even a little bit. I don't even. I'll be honest. I don't want to be here tonight. I don't care. It's the off season. Take some time off. I don't give a fuck. The combine's coming up. I'm not gonna watch 1 second of it. I don't care how fast these guys run. I don't care how much they can lift. I do not give a fuck. Can they catch a ball? Can they throw a pass? That's all I care about. I'll find, and then it's not gonna matter until they get drafted by a team. So I don't care at all. It's off season. I don't give a shit. I'm just here because I have to, because otherwise you'll fucking cry. So that's why I'm here.
Well, I really hey, guess what? I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I mean, we saw each other last night at the hockey game, and I'm like, all right, and I get to do a podcast with my buddy next like tomorrow. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
wait.
that's too much to see you in 1 week.
I mean, you used to see me a lot more, and I miss those days. But a lot of people do care about the combine, and I think it's because
Because
there's
there's
nothing
nothing going
else.
on. That's
There's
why.
nothing
Yeah,
else,
exactly. There's nothing else going on.
and the people want to like have their guys. They want to pick their guy. I was on him since day one, and look at his 40 time, and look at this, and look at that, and honestly, nothing matters. Nothing matters. And if they can play, you're right. If they can play football, they can play football. But we're here to talk about the running back. Oh god, it's bad. The running back free agency is so freaking bad this year. I just gave you 8 players before I think yesterday to
Yeah,
talk about, and those players I don't care about any of them.
they all suck.
But we're still going to talk about them. Before that, I want to get to some funny headlines that I saw. Only one actually, and I want your because we brought them up yesterday. Colts GM Chris Ballard quote: "I'm not quitting on Paris Campbell, but does it mean we're going to sit here and count on him to be our number 2 or number 3 right away? No, we're going to add competition to the position. That's good to hear. I thought that was funny that he said that today because we talked about him yesterday, right? We were making fun of him.
No one's ever. I don't know. This is like his fourth year going into. He's done. Like if you haven't showed some kind of something by now, goodbye. They're gonna say that. They're not gonna dog him. I saw the Jets guy, GM or coach. Somebody was talking about Denzel Mims. That guy's a bust. Like he's done for. Like at this point, you're not gonna just badmouth these guys. But I don't care. I don't care what any GM says. I don't care. I don't care about the off season. It's so boring. I'm not gonna listen to any of these things these guys say. You shouldn't either. They're all gonna blow smoke up somebody's ass. These guys are saying Cousins isn't gonna get traded. Who knows? He might get traded in a month. None of it matters at all. It's all just bullshit.
So there's news out of Arizona. The great Andy Isabella has been given permission to seek a trade.
Why are we even talking about this guy? I don't understand what we're doing right now.
I just wanted you to laugh. It's hilarious. Like I look at these headlines because I was like scouring through the NFL news before we came on. I'm like, wait, this is news. Somebody took their time and literally wrote an article about Andy Isabella asking for a trade. Like
There's nothing else. That's the thing. That's why these guys like Andy Isabella and Paris Campbell are making the news because there's nothing else. You're digging for anything. I don't care. I don't care.
Something
could not
relevant did
care
happen.
less.
Something relevant did happen in New York. Your boy Kyle Rudolph got released, and
Did
Booker
I
got
didn't hear
released
that.
as well. Yeah,
I
Kyle
saw Booker
Rudolph
got
and
cut.
Booker. They both got cut. It's going to save the Giants $7 million in cap space. They're already in big time cap trouble. So, who's next? Like, who else is going to be gone? I think Shepard's gone too, right? Sterling Shepard. He should be gone.
He's a decent player. He's just never healthy.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I can't wait till
know.
we do our We've Given Up on This Player show, because that's going to be fun. Like Jalen Ragers of the world or Jerry Judy's. Like players.
I haven't given up on Judy.
I know you haven't. Neither have I, but like we're going
Rager's dead. Rager's dead.
We're going to do a show of players that we've given up on. And Visca, I mean, I
Oh, God.
him. I never believed in that idiot.
That
I can't believe you
fucking guy.
offered me a trade today with Visca. Like
He was a throw-in. That's it.
a throw in. So
That's
you're
all it
telling me,
was.
let's discuss it real quick. You're telling me Trevor Lawrence is equivalent to 1.02 and you're just throwing in Visca?
Yeah, just to add some sugar on top. Yeah. You hate Lawrence. You've been dogging him
I
since
don't hate
last
Lawrence.
year.
I don't hate Lawrence.
So yeah, trade him to me then. You fucking fraud bitch. Trade
I
him
don't
to
hate
me.
I don't hate Lawrence. I like Lawrence. And I offered you a trade. I
Yeah,
countered.
you wanted Elijah Moore at 1.02. What am I, an idiot? My counter was very fair. It was Rondale Moore. That was very close.
Another guy I talk about who I literally can throw across the room. Like I can.
Oh,
You know
here
how,
we go. Here we go.
I was looking at memes today.
He
and
would
Razor-
whoop your ass. I would pay for you to see
No,
it.
he wouldn't. He's like this.
It doesn't matter. He's still a fucking NFL player, which means he's an amazing athlete.
That doesn't
He will
mean
run
anything.
circles around you. You won't even.
I can beat up. I can name like 20 players I can beat up right now.
No,
20 players.
You could not
Yes,
beat up one NFL player. There's
Yes, I could.
no war. You couldn't beat me up, and I'm a pussy. There's
I
no
could.
way you can beat up an NFL player.
Yes, I definitely could. I can start. You want me to start? Off the
Go
top
ahead.
of my head.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Mac Jones,
Oh God.
Matt Ryan. I could beat up. Rondale Moore. I could probably beat up, most likely. Jameis.
I hope you guys are listening to this. I hope you see the nonsense that I deal with right here. Like, in
could
no
probably-
world are you beating up any NFL player.
Any punter.
Think you're gonna beat up a 22-year-old guy who's an NFL quarterback who's like, what is he, 6'5"? You think you're gonna beat up Mac Jones?
I could.
You're an idiot. Oh my God.
I don't want to beat him up. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm just telling you, if it
There's
came
no
down
world
to
that
it,
you would beat any of those guys up. Not even a punter. Have you seen what's his face? They're jacked.
I mean, I've seen Pat McAfee. He's gonna
Yeah,
wrestle-
he would whoop your ass.
Oh yeah, Pat McAfee would. I mean, he's a wrestler.
Okay.
But like, I'm talking about a normal player. Like, for example, Kirk Cousins. Seriously, I think I could beat him up.
You can never beat him up. If
But
he
why?
wanted to fight you, first of all, he's not going to fight you because he's not going to go to jail over some fucking idiot that's over here. But if he wanted to fight you, he would beat your ass.
So you're telling me NFL players only beat women, but not other guys? Is that what you're telling me?
That's funny. But I'm saying that Kirk Cousins would be smart to ignore some schlum like you walking around trying to fight him. That's what I'm saying. How about you go after Tyreek Hill or Joe Mixon? Where'd you go after those guys?
Well, those guys are tough. Well, those are tough
okay.
guys.
Okay.
But, like,
let's
Kirk
go after those guys.
Kirk Cousins is scared of a needle. What a pussy. Anyway, let's go to our main event right away. There's so much more like headlines I wanted to read you, but
No,
I
let's
don't
hear. I
wanna
want to hear. We got nothing else to do. Let's
right,
hear
hold
what
on.
other stuff lame shit you got going on.
Not my lame shit. It's what's going on. Let's go on to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan news. I saw this today because you know what? I had Matt Ryan on a dynasty team, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with
Nothing.
Matt Ryan? You can't do anything with Matt Ryan.
You have to let him retire.
The Falcons declined to commit to Matt Ryan as a 2022 starter. You
Ooh, I
don't
didn't know
ever
that.
back yourself into a corner. That's what was said on March 1st by the GM Terry Fontenot, and he was non-committal about Matt Ryan. I said this last year, and I know Kyle Pitts is a god and he's generational. People were tearing the Bengals apart for taking Chase over an offensive lineman. They literally took a tight end over a quarterback. Imagine that team with a legit Justin
Who?
Fields.
Justin Fields? Bustin Fields?
Anyone's better than what they have. I'm not saying
Who?
Matt Ryan's bad, but they have no plan. They they took a
Okay.
tight end. So what's worse, taking a stud receiver that got you that can take over a game, and then you're stuck with your quarterback with no.
If you
offensive
think
line.
first of all, the top three guys were gone, so all the only options they had was what, Fields and Mac Jones.
Would you rather
Right?
have Mac Jones or Kyle Pitts? Seriously, for your NFL team.
Probably Pitts and then draft a quarterback this year. I think Mac Jones is going to be solid though. I mean, he's not a bad pick, but I don't think he's. I don't think. I also think he's not going to be a guy that. I don't know if he's ever going to lead you to the Super Bowl. I think he's going to be a solid player, and maybe
But
in the right system he'll be good. So yeah, I'd rather have Pitts than I draft a quarterback this year or next year. Probably.
I know, but my point is, you took a tight end over a need like Matt Ryan. You knew he was getting in there. You knew his cap.
Yeah, but maybe they didn't like those. What if they don't like those? You're not going to take that guy just because you're like, because you have to take a quarterback. It's like this year, the guys at the top of the. You're not going to take these top guys, right? Like none of those top quarterbacks are going. What, maybe one of the top 10, barely. The slides in there. That's what I'm saying. Like there's still guys out there that need a QB. They're not going to take them probably because they don't love him. So why would you? Why would you take Justin Fields if you don't love him? If you don't think he's that guy, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but got the potential of Justin Fields over. I mean, yes, Kyle Pitts is amazing. I do like him. I grew to like him as the season went on, but as I saw in the red zone, they kept him inside the block because they have no offensive line.
That's because but that's the thing is like.
So what do you?
That's just the product. That's the product of the offense that you're in. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, and they probably said, "Kyle, we need you to block."
Yeah, I know, and he did his job, and he blocked, and yada yada yada. It's just I wish they addressed quarterback last year. I would like to see this team with Justin Fields or Mac Jones, but now they're stuck with Matt Ryan, Matt Ryan's a fine fantasy quarterback for this year. It's probably his last season with the Falcons, if he's even with the Falcons.
Yeah,
and then what? Who do they? We talked about Trubisky, and I know you said he's not going to be a starter, but
no,
that's a situation where he can.
First of all, you got to clarify what you said. You said 1,000,000,000% he will be starting. That's what I have an issue with. I think he will get an opportunity to go somewhere and compete for a job. To say he's automatically starting is dumb and ignorant, and you know that. That's why I said
he'll start. I think I said he'll start.
You said Matt Trubisky will 1,000,000,000% start on the team next year. That's what you said, and that's why I said you were dumb. Because there's no guarantee he starts, and that's dumb to say. Okay. But I do think he'll get a chance. I also think Mariota will get a chance. I think there's two guys, just like Jameis Winston. I think all three of those guys will have a chance to start somewhere. But I don't think any of them guaranteed. I'd like to see Mariota start again.
I think he's the worst out of the three you named.
Mariota? Really?
Yeah.
I think he's better than Trubisky. Trubisky sucks.
I think Trubisky's a better player.
We'll see.
I don't know. There's such a different style. But I'd like to see Trubisky land somewhere like Atlanta,
Washington.
No, I want him to go to a place where I think where he can just like not sit, but like he'll start like 6 games because of what Matt Ryan gets benched, or he'll go to New York and he'll go to New York.
Why not go to Washington? He can start the whole. He's better than Heineke.
I don't want someone I like to go to such a toxic environment like Washington.
He's got McLaurin. That's your guy. They got Gibson. I mean, maybe if they got a better QB play, they'll be balling there again. I don't know. I don't think Trubisky's that guy, but I'm saying I don't think he's worse than Heineke.
No, you're right. He's probably on the same level as Heineke.
As all bums. That's what they are. Bums.
I don't know why you're being so mean, but there you go. Jimmy Garoppolo set to go under shoulder surgery. Will not throw for 16 weeks. There you go.
That's a long time. 16 weeks. Wow. It's like 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah, will not throw for. What, 4, 8, 12, 16? Yeah, about 5 months. That's crazy. And yeah, that's about all the crazy, stupid. Your boy John Lynch pretty much said today that they have no other option but to trade Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
I know.
We didn't talk about him last week, but yeah. Because they gave up way too much draft capital for Lance to not be ready this year. And they don't have an Aaron Rodgers to hold back. Like I mean, Green Bay traded up for Love, but they didn't give up 3 first-round picks, and they also don't have Aaron Rodgers. So I mean, that's the difference in the situation.
Yep, I definitely agree. But let's move on to these free agents. Do you have the list in front of you, or you don't?
Nope. It's on my phone somewhere, but I'm on my phone, so no.
Of course. Well, we'll go from.
I'm not setting up the computer for the off-season bullshit. So sorry.
It's actually better that you're on the phone because your computer's like made back in the 90s, so it's so
I know
slow.
It is the old piece of shit. You're right.
Like you're rich, you're white. You can go get a computer, Dave. Like
you're
you can literally go get one.
I'm not wasting money for a computer. Everything I need is on my phone.
You're so stupid.
I don't ever get on my computer because it's not mine. 1, 2. I don't ever need it for anything. Everything I need is on my phone,
Dave, you are a business owner. Like you literally own a business,
and everything I need is on my phone.
and you don't run Excel sheets. You don't know
Why do I
where
need
your
that for?
I don't know, calculate cost of things.
I write shit down. I write stuff down in my book from how much money I made and everything else computed on my phone. So
I love Dave,
I'm good.
the businessman of the year.
I'm good to go.
Running backs are such a drag this year because they're just like I think Melvin Gordon's the best one on this list, and we all know he's going back to Denver, right? That's
Well,
what
him and
we all.
Fournette, I think Fournette's just as good, but those are the top two guys. Everyone
Yeah.
else sucks.
So where do you want? Like I know we all know he's going back to Denver to ruin Javonte Williams' career, but where
I
do
don't know.
you
Like,
want him to go?
I don't care. I don't think he's that good. I mean, maybe Atlanta. They got no one else. I don't even know who needs a running back. Like, Atlanta's the only one I can think of.
There's many teams that need a running back. I can name them off the top of my head, like
Okay,
Miami,
let's see.
Atlanta.
Well, a couple of these guys are going to draft someone. Brees Hall will get drafted. There's a couple others. Like, there's only
Of
a
course.
few that are good this year. So, yeah,
I would like-
Miami, since they don't want to give the ball to fucking Gaskin anymore, they just said, fuck you.
Well, they'll do like 1 week where Gaskin gets 30 carries. The next week, Duke Johnson gets 22 carries.
Yeah, fuck
like,
those guys.
What's going on? Like Duke Johnson, why? Why did you do Duke Johnson?
Yeah, where does this
But-
guy come from?
Well, he comes from the U, baby. Let's go.
So,
Melvin Gordon, back to Denver is the only spot I can think of. And I actually like him there because he fits in there. He knows the offense. Imagine him with an Aaron Rodgers, or they're gonna get a different quarterback. They're going to get a different quarterback. And that offense is going to be, I'm telling you, with the right quarterback acquisition, they're going to be so good. Like they're going to be a playoff team.
I think they will too. And it sucks for Javonte Williams owners because you're right. If he goes back there, I mean, it is what it is. But the offense will be good.
But isn't this the age where I said this on Twitter, every single team has two running backs. So like, what does it really matter? The only teams that don't really are Pittsburgh and
Minnesota has one guy. Tennessee has one guy. Kamara and New Orleans. I mean, you're right. There's only a handful of those guys that like get 90, not 90, not even 90, 75% of the work.
Kamara's not getting 200 carries a year, is he? Has he?
No, but he's the only guy that's like relevant in that offense. Eckler, same way. When he's held, he got to barely 200 carries, but that's all he needs because he does other stuff now. But yeah, I mean, there's only like 5, 6, 7 of those guys that there's probably a few more that we can think of, but yeah, everyone else is some kind of a duo. So
yeah, so this I keep on telling people that's just the way the NFL is these days, and it's just not. You can't count on that bell cow, Derrick Henry or Dalvin Cook or even Zeke anymore because he lost his full-time position. Now he shares a lot with Pollard, and I think the NFL is going to go that way, and that's just the way it is, and just find that.
But it's been that way.
I know, but I don't know why people are flipping out about Javonte. Yeah, he's not going to get
because he's probably one of those guys that probably could handle that load if he had to. That's what you want to see. That's all you want. Yeah, and then again, think about it. Like Elijah Mitchell, when he's healthy, he's the only guy. It's whoever's in St. Louis, in LA for the Rams. Whether it was Henderson or when Sony was healthy or whenever Akers came back. So it's always some of these places that have multiple guys is because some of these guys get nicked up. That happens at the running back position. They get hurt. You have a starter come in for a month. He's out. The next guy's up for 2 weeks. Starter comes back. He's awesome for 6 weeks. He's out again. And you're like, why is they rotating? They're not really rotating. Whenever there's one guy healthy, it seems to be one guy. But that's just the running back position.
It just seems like you could, like in New England, you could start Damian Harris or Ramondre Stevenson any week. And you don't know which one. Yeah,
it was Damian Harris last week. No, it wasn't.
Dude, Ramondre's going to have some. Okay, how about this one? A.J. Dillon and then Aaron Jones. What about that? You could probably start both those guys.
Towards the end of last year, yes. Plus, again, Jones was hurt a lot of last year. Like, he was nicked up. So it's
also situational.
The Giants, they're going with Saquon every time unless he's hurt. Like, but that's why a lot of these, even though Booker was fine, he was really good. People want to see Javonte get all the work, but then again, if he does that, maybe he's hurt all the time now. You know what I mean? So they just want to see it happen. That's all they want.
I just want a world where running backs stay healthy, and I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about them missing like Kamara missed a chunk last year, and I'm just tired of it. I'm in the minority.
That's the
I like
position.
I like the timeshare because it keeps them healthy and it keeps that active like competition going where you'll see Mark Ingram when he went to the Saints, in the last year, he was killing it and Kamara was killing it. Like I don't know, I don't know, it's competition. I like
Running
that.
backs suck.
Zach Wilson just got taken in my draft.
Who'd you take? You didn't tell me who else you took.
Monty, let's go. I took Montgomery. I know, Dave. But the way I thought was, I'm in a dynasty draft going on right now. It's Snake. It's the worst. Snake drafts are the worst. If you're still doing snake drafts, you are still playing checkers. You're still 5 years old. You don't know how to play fantasy football. You're terrible. I think I look down on you if you still snake draft.
But yet you're in it with all these like pros.
Nope. So Zach Wilson and Mac Jones got taken after I took Montgomery.
I told you you're not going to have no QB. I told you should have taken at least one QB there. You know why? Even though Montgomery's not bad, I don't think he sucks. He's not elite. Like he's not going to win you a league.
He won you a league 2 years in a row. He was he was number one last year, I want to say, or number two.
Yeah, if you made the playoffs because he missed the first half of the season.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, he's a good player. I don't hate him. I mean, he's okay. I don't know.
That's another one that when he's healthy, he gets all the snaps.
That's I agree. You're right.
That's all you can want in a running back. Apparently, are you comfortable there, Dave?
I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm trying to get these. I'm in bed, so trying to get comfortable.
Okay, let's go to Leonard Fournette. He's leaving Tampa.
He needs to go back to Tampa.
I don't think they can afford him. I really don't think so. I mean, maybe because all these guys are retiring on him. Maybe. They're like, Brady's gone. That reminds me of like.
Did you see the picture I posted?
No, yeah. Chat? Oh yeah. But it reminds me. So let's say you're at a bar with like your friends, right? And like there's 6 of you, and like the coolest guy leaves. You're like, all right, I'm out too. Like everyone's like, peace out. Like that's exactly what happened in Tampa. It's happening in Tampa. It's just
everyone's leaving now.
It's like I don't know if why would Godwin want to come back? Antonio Brown's not coming back.
I mean, Godwin, they might franchise tag him again.
They might.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope not. That'd be terrible. I don't want to see that. Anyway, Leonard Fournette, you want him to go back to Tampa?
I mean, there's no competition there. They have, again, I mean, I was going to say they have a good offense, but I don't know what's going to happen after Brady's gone. Again, there's another spot is Atlanta. I like Atlanta. I think they need Cordell Patterson was a great, like, gadget player. But Fournette, I think, would be good there.
I have Fournette in the perfect spot.
Honestly, I don't hate Miami. I like that new coach of theirs.
I have in the perfect spot Buffalo. Okay,
I'm with you on that.
I would love that because he's been proven that he can take the dump offs from Tom Brady. So when Josh Allen's running around and is doing way too much, now he can just dump it off. And he's a solid running back. He's not pretty. He's not like
decent.
He won't juke you. He won't do any moves. He won't do a spin move. He won't even stiff arm you. He just literally just runs straight.
Is he any worse than Singletary though? Like, are he better?
That's what I was gonna say. He's probably better than Singletary.
Is he? Because look what happened at the end of the year when they started using just Singletary, and in the playoffs, Singletary was balling out of his mind for fantasy especially. They just don't. They don't. The thing is, Buffalo doesn't stick with it enough. Like they don't stick with one guy. It was him. The freaking Breida was getting work, and the other Zach Moss was in and out. I think if they stuck with one guy, it would be good. Whether it was Singletary or whether they're bringing Fournette. But I don't hate that at all. That would be
I
solid pick.
Love that. Like that'd be a great because that's the one thing they're missing is Josh Allen. Josh Allen shouldn't be your running threat. Like it's not okay. He should be.
I agree.
Have a running back. All right, let's go on to the next bum because the rest of them are all bums.
Terrible.
We'll break them down real quick.
None of them are going to be starters, and they shouldn't be starters.
No, Ronald Jones.
He can go to the XFL.
I'm so glad you wrote that because I wrote nobody.
I almost said nobody, but he can go play in Canada or the XFL or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
I wrote literally nobody. Like he's honestly not a good football player. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for all you
I said it 2
Rojo
years ago, by
lovers.
the way.
I know you did.
I
I
said it
know you
last
did.
year when you were like, Ronald Jones is the guy. And I'm like, really? Are you
I
sure?
said because they were gonna cut Fournette. Like there was rumors. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm
Okay,
like, oh,
well,
there's so it has to be somebody. Now Tampa just has Keyshawn Vaughn. Think about that. They went from Tom Brady to Kyle Trask. They went from Fournette and Rojo to Keyshawn Vaughn. They went from Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans to Tyler Johnson,
Evans and Tyler
Scotty
Johnson.
Miller. They went from Gronk to
Dude, they're going to win 5 games next year.
they just lost Ali Marpet. Ryan Jensen's a free agent.
Stud. 2 studs.
Jensen's a free agent. He's gone. And I don't even know their situation on defense, who they're losing or who they're keeping or anything.
I don't know.
They're in trouble, man. Tampa, I stay away from Tampa. But
you know what? They sold out for the Super Bowl. They won it. Fuck them. I still hate them. So, but they won. So, good for them, I guess.
Okay, so the next player, did I go away? The next
What?
player on our list, we're going to talk about Cordero Patterson. He is a free
I
agent.
love Patterson.
I know
exactly where I want him to go.
Tell me.
Minnesota. He won't be very fancy relevant, but I want him as like that gadget player, like for our team. For fantasy, I don't think he'll be awesome, but like I would love him to see him back in Minnesota again. I want to see what Kevin O'Connell can do with him and Thielen and Jefferson and Cook and Irv Smith back. So I think that'd be fun to watch. But for fantasy, the thing is, I don't think he's going to have that good of a season anymore. If you had Cordero Patterson and you were on a losing team in Dynasty and you didn't trade him, you literally lost your chance. You're an idiot. You're a bigger moron than you think you are. So sorry.
You're a bigger moron than you think you are.
Yeah.
That's the quote we're using in the graphic.
There you go.
With Cordell Patterson, you're a bigger idiot than you thought you were.
Moron, get it right.
I have him going, or I not have him going. I would like to see him in Miami with McDaniels. See what he can do.
You want him like I want him.
Like no,
I think he's a better NFL player than he is a fantasy player. I mean, obviously he balled out this year, but that's such an outlier. I mean, I don't think he's ever getting those targets and that kind of consistent running again. Or maybe he goes to Miami. He's the new Debo. I mean,
I didn't want to say that because I muted that phrase on Twitter.
I know.
I'm tired of hearing it, especially because it's McDaniels and all that. But yes, like what if he can do the things? You know, the Dolphins were lacking a run game. What if they don't get the running back? We just saw this list, or we're going through it. There's no one that's exciting. What if they miss out on a rookie again? Why not bring in CPAT? Give him the
Patterson is explosive, man. Even still, like
he's not
great, but he's like he'll be like Debo Light. Like obviously, I don't think he's gonna have 1,400 yards receiving and all that, but he can do the things that he can do. He can go in motion. He can play receiver. He can play running back. That's why I wanted Minnesota just as like a personal thing. But for fantasy, Miami, it could be decent.
It'd be especially if they don't land a running back or get one. It'd be perfect in that situation.
But the thing is, you could still get a running back, and have Patterson have that role. Like, I mean, San Francisco had, Elijah Mitchell that balled when he was there, and they still had Debo. Gave him, 5, 6, 7 carries out of the backfield each game. So there's no reason that you can't have both.
Of course. I mean, it'd be nice to have both. And Miami does have a lot of cap space, and, McDaniels likes to play with those receivers and get them in motion. And plus, Miami just needs an explosive player. It's like they're losing Gesicki. They have Waddle. Waddle could do
why are
things,
they not going to bring Gesicki back?
Because he's a bum.
They got all that money, you said?
Can't block. He's a bum. Get him out of here. We got Hunter Long and
here we go.
And Smythe. Smythe is a beast, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, my bad.
Better than Conklin. Let's go to the 2022 version of Jay Adai, or not Jay Adai. Who's that Dolphins running back that was awesome for like 5 games? Like,
who was that?
Exactly. The guy from London. God, I can't think of his name. The guy from England. I cannot think of his name right now. But when
Ajayi.
When he popped off those like 4 games like in a row, and
he had He had like 2 200-yard games and 2 other games that were like ridiculous.
I told people,
and that was literally all
don't fall for it. I said, guys, don't fall for it. It's a trap. And then everyone fell for it, of course. And then Kenyon Drake did it, and I'm like, guys, don't fall for it. It was a trap, of course. And this
happens.
And your boy Higbee, when he went off, it was a trap. Like, this is the same thing. And I'm seeing people draft Rashad Penny in dynasty startups as their running back too. And I don't
Wait,
understand what's
when
going
we
on.
started talking about Rashad Penny?
I thought I said this next guy I'm talking to you about.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
was
okay. Got
transitioning
you, got
to the
you,
next guy.
got
And
you. Okay, now
Rashad
you're
Penny
making the comparison. I get you.
reminds me of all those players where they go off at the very end of the year and it's a trap.
People were sucking his dick so hard last year, it was out of control. And yes, he was really, 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 really good. And I kept saying, "Oh, like okay, he was awesome." But then people were talking about how like next year he's gonna be such a good value. We can get him late, blah, blah, blah. And I said, "Don't do it. Do not do it." And people were like, "Well, why not?" Like, yes, everyone has a value at a point. He's proven over his entire career he cannot stay healthy. You want to take the 8-game stretch that he had for one season at what 5 now, and had it. He was great. Okay, cool. You really want to trust that again? I have zero interest. I will own him in 0 leagues. I don't care where he goes. If he's the perfect starter, I'm still not going to draft him because he'll be hurt by week 3. I have zero doubt about that again. Like some of
Yeah.
these guys they can't stay healthy. They'll have that little stretch. This isn't the first, just like you named. There's multiple guys that happens to all the time and are literally irrelevant the rest of their career. So I honestly, the best thing for him would be to go back to Seattle, get that job. He knows the offense, but I still don't want him because I don't trust it. I'll let someone else take that risk. And if I miss out, I miss out. It won't be the first time, but I'll be right more than I've been wrong. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're right. Like he went off week 14, week 16, 17, and 18.
I thought it started before that though. He was pretty good.
No, his best week was, or his first good week of double digits was week 14, 26.8. It's one game.
Okay.
And then week 16, he had 19.5. That's 2 games. And then week 17, of course, I played against him in the championship game.
He went off or something.
32.5 points.
Yeah.
And then week 18, when fantasy doesn't count, 25. So really, in fantasy, he gave you 3 good games. In his entire
career.
His entire career, he gave you 3 good games. And people are going like he's the next best Barry Sanders of all time.
I know. He's got to be at least, 25 or 26? He's been in the league forever, it seems like, because he's always hurt every single year. He's at least got to have been 5 years, right? Or maybe it's a 4. It doesn't matter.
He's going to his 5th year. So 2018, he played 13 games. He's never. Here's the funny thing. 13 games played in 2018, 85 rushing attempts. 2019, he played in 9 games, 65 rushing attempts. 2020, 3 games, 11. Last year, 10 games, 119 rushing attempts. He's never rushed for more than 120 times in a season. He has like 20 career receptions. This guy's a bum. This guy's
I know he is.
What are we doing? What are we talking about Rashad Penny
Because people are saying, "Oh, he's a former first-round pick. He's just always been hurt."
Guess who else was? So is Jamarcus
Russell.
So is Jamarcus Russell. So is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So all these guys are former first-round.
Lots of guys have been misses. Lots of guys have had their careers derailed by injuries. That's just what it is.
CPAT first-round pick.
I loved him.
Was he a first-round pick?
Yeah.
Laquan Treadwell, was he a first-round pick?
Oh, God, that fucking bum.
Hold on, I'm saying, was Jalen Reagor a first-round pick?
Yeah, I get it.
That's my point.
But you know what's going to happen? Reagor in 3 years will have like a 6-game stretch where he has like a really good go, and people will be back on the bandwagon. That's what happens. Like, well, he's a first-round pick. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this completely.
I didn't even tell you where I want him to go. This is such a New York Jets move. I want this to happen.
Oh, God.
It'd be hilarious. This is a Jets move. Like, this is what they do.
Good. Let him take him. I won't pick him. I'd rather have Michael Carter. I'll take Michael Carter like 8 rounds later, and then when Penny's out in the preseason, I'll be good to go.
Someone said the other day, what team do you think Penny's going to? And I said, IR. It's like, that's exactly right. Hey, I am funny tonight.
That's pretty funny.
The next guy, another bum, a guy that I once traded Tyreek Hill for. Sony Michel.
Oh my God, you're right.
Sony Michel is the next guy that's a free agent. He's obviously not going back to the Rams. They have.
I don't care where he goes. He's a backup. Like, he's proven he can be a good spot starter when he needs to be, but All these guys are gonna be backups or in
Yeah, I know.
a
It
role.
doesn't really. It's kind of irrelevant. But I like to
It's
see.
pretty weak class.
But I do have him going to Seattle. I think that'd be a good match. If they're losing Rashad Penny,
They need
can
a
get.
guy. Okay.
Well, here's what I'm saying is.
I'd like to see
So
Fournette go to Seattle now if they lose Penny, if they and get rid of Carson. That'd be a good spot. I
yeah,
wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that at all.
Fournette. See, I'm thinking Michelle because I think Michelle's that. I think he's a better. I don't know how to say this.
Pure runner.
Pure runner than Fournette. He'd fit there. Him and Carson can go. I don't know what Carson's status is, but
Yeah.
they're going to need a running back. Obviously, that's their game. Sony Michelle's cheaper than Fournette because Fournette's going to demand a lot of money because he's Lombardi Lenny.
Nobody's paying him that much money.
I hope not. I really hope not. But I think Michelle's a cheaper option either way, and
Yeah.
I think Seattle will be a great spot for Michelle. I think that fits his running style. I think that would help out Russell
I can see it.
Wilson in that offense. We've seen it. And I know I've correlated this and I've talked about this before. That offense in Seattle is as good as Chris Carson is. As in, when he's on the field healthy, they are humming. Every time he gets hurt, that's
And like
Russell
when Penny
stops.
was balling, they were doing well. Like they were doing better.
Yeah. So,
So-
when that run game is humming, that's when Russ is cooking. And that's when DK can get open. That's when Locke can get open. When they don't have a run game, those guys are they can't get separation. Apparently, I don't understand it. Or maybe
Yeah.
Russell doesn't have time. I don't know.
Probably.
These two
I don't
guys
watch
are
those
like
bums.
these two guys are certified bums. They've won me championships. and I
JD
love
McKissick, I know is one.
JD McKissick, baby. So
He's a pass catcher.
of course. I got a spot for him though. I got a
Where?
perfect spot.
Where?
The land of the irrelevance, Houston. Who else do they have? Like, what else
Nobody,
are you
but,
gonna
like-
do?
That's disgusting, but okay.
I mean, it is disgusting.
I
But-
mean, they need a starter guy. They were the guy then.
I know
Like,
they're gonna. I know. Well, I understand that, Dave. But
What if Melvin
they-
Gordon went there?
Don't say that. I don't like that, man. Oh, because
I mean,
roster Gordon places. I don't want that.
Somebody has to be like, the guy there. Maybe Gordon's the guy there. They got Davis Mills. You got Brandon Cooks. You got Brevin Jordan. And you got Melvin
Brevin
Gordon. in the
Jordan.
back. Brevin Jordan's a sleeper, first of all.
When did the Brevin Jordan love start? Because last year, me and Davey did a mock draft, and Davey drafted him in the 6th round on accident. And that was our inside joke all year, Brevin Jordan. And I knew him because he came out of Miami and everything. And now he's a deep sleeper, apparently.
He's a deep sleeper because he's athletic and some of those guys just take a year or two to get going. He could be one of those guys. So I don't know. I just know his name and he's like I said, he's a sleeper.
Yeah,
So
I
got-
really.
You got Brevin Jordan run down the seam. You got Brandon Cooks going
You
deep.
got Ryan Griffin over here. You got Brevin Jordan over here. You got
There you
Kiki
go.
Fute and JD
No.
McKissick in the backfield. It's gonna be a star-studded Houston lineup. Watch out, folks. They're gonna
Oh,
win 3
Jesus.
games.
Who's the other guy?
Chase Edmonds, my hero.
I can't believe you even put him on this list. That's a disgrace.
Why. He's
Because he was a league winner 2 years ago, apparently.
and he did. He won me a league. I don't know what to tell you. No, I
He didn't
really
win
have,
nobody a league.
I have a spot for him. You're not gonna like it. I don't even like it. I don't even believe in it. But
Where?
I'd like to see him relief and come in and spell Najee Harris in Pittsburgh. They have nobody behind him, and I feel
They
bad.
don't. But they
And-
don't use anybody behind him. He played every snap almost last year.
Yeah, and they're going to kill him. They're going
Probably.
to kill him. And
Probably.
it'd be nice to have a nice pass catcher. Although we do want to see Najee targets happen, but I want the man healthy. I think.
Well, guess what? I got Najee in no league, so I don't run him to death, and hopefully he gets no targets.
So where do you want to see Chase, Mr. League winner?
He's
Edmonds?
irrelevant to me, so I could not care. He'll be a backup pass catcher, like you said, for some team. So it doesn't matter. He's irrelevant. He's irrelevant also. So funny.
Oh, Dave, I just love how he's irrelevant. He's
He's a good he's a good change of pace running back, but he's not gonna be fancy relevant for anybody. I doubt. I mean, unless he goes somewhere and someone gets hurt, he's shown that he's not that good. Even when he has had a chance, freaking James Conner came and beat him out. And I thought James Conner was dead before last year.
I thought James
So-
Conner was dead on arrival.
That's what I'm saying. So you let this guy, come in and beat you. So he's a nobody.
He is a nobody. Well, speaking of nobodies, that's it. We're done. We're done with the list. That's how bad the list is this year. Free agency. We went
Trash.
through quarterbacks. We went through quarterbacks, and we went through running backs. And so far, nobody has brought excitement. Like nobody.
Tight ends are the best position right now.
Gesicki. Well, no, we talked about tight ends as well. There were some good
Yeah,
ones. There were some
know.
good ones. So all
That's
we
what
have
I'm
left is wide receivers. Next week, I don't think you're going to be on the show unless you want to do a daytime because we got special guest.
Yeah.
friend,
First of all, why is he coming on?
Because we're going to break down the NFC South.
Okay, so what does that? Why does he have to be on 1 o'clock in the afternoon? First of all, why are you making special appearances with this guy at times that you know I can't do it?
Dave,
he's not special.
Because he can't do it at 8 o'clock at night. He's got to wake up at 4 a.m. and do his radio
I don't care
show.
who he is. He's not special.
He's in a top 20 radio show of the world or the country or something. I don't know.
No,
he won some award.
Cool.
So
go talk about the NFC South. It's fine.
We're gonna talk about and then
talk about how every team's gonna be 8-9 or worse.
Yeah, we're gonna break down the NFC South. That's what I want to do, Dave. Look, on live television, internet world, I want to get a beat writer or somebody in that market to go, okay, we got the Chicago or whoever. We're gonna talk about NFC North.
Bring on your boy Rank. Me and him will discuss the Vikings and Bears. Let's go.
I mean, if you want me to call him up, like, yo, Adam.
Yeah, your buddies are buddies, right? Let's go.
I mean, I
can talk about. I can tell him about how much of a bust Bustin Fields is.
See, Dave, this is why we can't. This is why we can't do things.
What?
Because you decide.
First of all, I wasn't even there to defend myself last time, and he was talking shit about me. So now let me be on air. That's all I want. Let's go. What's up, Adam? What's up, Rank?
Never
I'm calling you out.
Never in 1 million years. But Dave, be on the lookout. We got some big things going on. Actually, I don't know if I can announce this yet. On my other podcast, the Beer and Sports Show, we got Ben Albright coming on in 2 weeks.
Don't be plugging that bullshit on my show.
So we got Ben Albright coming on in 2 weeks on the other show.
Bring him on our show. Let's talk.
We once I get, I'll give.
Yeah,
him
you guys
the
are best
branch.
friends now. You guys are buddies.
I will extend the olive branch when he's on the show because you always put people on the spot. That's what you do. Hey, you want to?
Yeah, smart. I like that.
See, I got some moves on me. But let's get out of here. I got professional wrestling to watch. I've already missed 47 minutes of the show.
I know you tweet about that more than you tweet about anything else.
You know why? Because there's something going on.
But you know what? I was going to say, I don't care because I'm tired of watching all these idiots talk about fantasy football that's irrelevant right now. So I'm sorry I'm the only one that says it and I miss it.
Well, Dave, that's why you're who you are.
That's why I'm elite. You know why? Because I can take months off at a time, enjoy the off season, relax, get away from it all, let everyone else crunch the numbers and do all the good stuff. Oh, watch the combine while I'm just chilling in bed. About to watch Burn Notice or Game of Thrones, drinking my sweet tea with what else did I bring in here? I got something else to snack on, and then when the draft comes around, still smoke all you bums. So let's go. That's how I roll.
That's how we're ending the show. So thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, whatever you do on YouTube, because we're now live on YouTube. I don't know. Yeah, so we're on YouTube. Share it, Dave. You didn't share it with anybody. Thanks for the promotion.
I'm not allowed to tweet. So I'm sorry.
I wonder why.
Such bullshit. I hate Twitter.
All right. Next week we'll be on 1 p.m. special time with Zach Blobner. Dave, you're invited. I don't know if you'll make it. That's okay.
Wait, what day? Wednesday?
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Thursday. I could do it because I'll be at Ford. But at Honda, I don't think I can do it. Well,
either way, Dave, if you can make it, you can make it. If not, that's
maybe I'll make a special guest appearance.
Maybe you'll pop in for a second. And hey, look at it this way: you get the week off. I'm giving you the week off.
Oh, where's Davey? Is he dead? What's going on with this guy?
Contract negotiations going on right now. I don't know what to say. I can't say much. Just say that I haven't. Hold on. Let me get the quote. I'm not quitting on David Campbell, or not David Campbell. I'm not quitting on David Lehigh. He's a great fantasy host, but he's not our number 1 or number 2. We are looking to bring in competition in the offseason.
Whose quote is that from?
Chris Ballard on Paris Campbell.
Oh.
Thanks for
All right.
burning the joke, Dave. All right,
I
later.
didn't get it because you know why? Because those guys are irrelevant too. Just like Davey. Ayo! Just kidding, Davey. I
Oh,
love
we're
you.
out.
I love you,
Bye.
buddy. Bye.